Good day guys, welcome back to Langrisser 3.0 news from the future. So on this video we'll be featuring another new waifu, Tova. So this is her artwork of the current drawing style, and I'm gonna zoom in for you guys to appreciate the thickness of the art. Oh, I love the shoes. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Okay, the designer or illustrator is always very smart. They always put something to cover a certain area. Okay, definitely Persia is thicker than her, but she's not gonna be too bad too. Okay, definitely a girl with styles, and I definitely love this. Is that a monkey? No, not very sure, but anyway, we will be going through on her path and skills and talent. So first off, for her talent, gonna go with 6 stars. So it will be Wandering Tactician. So that is a translation of my direct translation of the talent. So okay, it's very short and sweet, simple. So when receiving buff from ally, for Tova, the turn will be increased by 1 turn. So if let's say the faction buff is going to last for 4 turns, Tova will be getting 5 turns instead. And for every buff she receives, her attack and defense will be increased to a maximum of 4% and can be stacked up to, well, 5 times to a maximum of 20%. This is very strong. So she's like a power-up version of Adler Mutler, I guess. Okay, for faction will be Reincarnation, Tactician, and Origin of Like. So a beginner's path. So wow, that's mechanic Pegasus. Huh. Okay, so first skill, I'm gonna call it Rush Lightning or Lightning Strike. No, definitely not Lightning Strike. I'm gonna call it Rush Lightning. So attack a single enemy, deal 1.5 times damage. Before battle, obtain Royal Wind when your HP is above 50%. Damage taken will be reduced by 15%. Lasts for 2 turns. Okay, second skill is something new. It's known as Tactical Guidance, I guess. So it's an active skill. Target a single target ally. She will pass on to a maximum of 3 dispellable buff and copy it to the ally. And it will last for 2 turns. After using the skills, Tova can act again to move 2 steps and attack again. Do know that when using these skills, all buff currently that Tova have will not be reduced. So because it's a new skills, we're going to do a quick summary. So first effect, target a single target ally. Second effect will duplicate maximum of 3 buff that can be dispelled to your ally. And it will last for a maximum of 2 turns. After casting this skill, which is a third effect, Tova can act again by only moving 2 squares or tile, and she can attack again. Fourth effect, after using these skills, the buff that she currently have will not be reduced. So this is a very strong, nice, and effective skill, I could say. So if let's say Aries casts a faction buff, she receives a buff and she can just cast these skills on an ally, which I currently suspect whom are not part of a faction but can still receive the buff. And then Tova can just act again and contribute to attack or proceed to attack or finish off any target enemy within her range. So, alright, we start going through on her career path. So the beginning career path is the Wandering Swordsman path. Oh, she's a swordsman. Oh, sorry, this is not the beginning path, but towards the left and right path. So Wandering Swordsman path. So okay, Mysterious Traveler path. Okay, so the skill is a new skill. Is called the Wings of Freedom. Sorry, the Blade of Freedom. Damn it! Get off my head, Attack of Titan. All right, so attack deal physical damage to a single target enemy. Deals 1.5 times damage. Before battle, it will cause enemies' passive skill to lose its effect, and it will last for a turn. So, alright, it's a very straightforward skill. First effect, target enemy, deal 1.4 times damage. Second effect, before battle, render their passive skills useless, and it will last for a turn. Okay, straightforward. I like it, easy to understand. And okay, the last path, Wandering Swordsman. So the first skill is Blade Aura or Swords Aura. So it's a passive skills. After actively going to battle, will do 0.1 times AoE damage to enemy that are one square and one ring or one circle around Tova. And second will be Heavy Strike. It's a physical damage skill. Attack a single target enemy, deals 1.2 times damage. If Tova is currently at defensive terrain, will render enemy to feign before battle, and it will last for a turn. Okay, old skills, so we will skip. And the next path is the one that will keep me very excited, is the Saint Pegasus path, or Holy Pegasus Star Rider path. Okay, they're giving much fanciful name because you can definitely tell that this ain't your normal Pegasus. Okay, so Holy Pegasus General. So skill command. It will increase enemy skills by 20% who are 3 squares or tiles within the range of Tova. And the final path will be the Holy Pegasus Star Rider path. So it's a support skills, attack support. When Tova ends her turn, she will cause 2 allies who are within 2 squares or tiles her range to have their damage deal increase by 15%. At the same time, immune to attack and intelligence from dropping, and unable to use active skills and last for a turn. Okay, the last skill again is a new skill, is I'm going to call it Advantage Strike. Okay, it's a physical damage, a single target skill before battle. Okay, on battle, deal 1.5 times damage to enemy. For every strengthening buff Tova have, the damage deal will increase by 2% to a maximum of 10%. Before battle, if Tova have or obtain faction buff special effect, she will be able to strike the enemy first. And at the same time, if enemy do not have any faction buff special effect, Tova's attack can ignore guard this turn. So okay, something new and slightly confusing. So we're going to do a quick summarize up. First effect deals 1.5 times damage to enemy. Second effect, for every strengthening buff Tova have, the damage deal will increase by 2% to a maximum of 10%, which means 5 strengthening buff. Third effect, before battle, if Tova receive or currently possess faction buff special effect, she will be able to strike the enemy first. And fourth effect, if enemy do not have faction buff effects currently, they will not, Tova's attack will ignore guard. So there's something new, and I guess it's quite nice, but definitely slightly troublesome, because when you intend to attack your enemy, you definitely got to do a lot of checking to see if they're currently having a faction buff, and do the faction buff currently have any effect. Because based on the word special effects they are talking about, I am assuming, like for example, Freya and Dihato. Freya's faction buff purely just increase stats but do not provide special effects, while Dihato Origins of Light faction buff provide a certain special effects. I suggest, or I presume, that talking about that special line, so it might sometimes be a bit confusing, but nonetheless it may be a very strong skill because you can cause it to, well, strike first and ignore guard, and it's going to cause the damage to increase by 10%, not to mention it's a 1.5 times damage skills. So right, moving on to the 3C, Ancient Battle Formation. So okay, it's divided into passive and active, so we'll go on with the passive skill first. So first off, for passive, immune, unable to receive buff effect. And if Tova currently has either of the active skills, Battle Formation Invasion or Battle Formation Absolute War, the damage soldiers receive will be reduced by 35%. So okay, it's very straightforward. First effect, immune to unable to get strengthening buff, and second effect, if you have either of the active skills, which we'll be going through in a short while, the soldiers will have damage reduction of 35% only for physical damage. Okay, now moving on to the active skills. So choose, when you cast a skill, choose one of the following: Battle Formation Invasion or Battle Formation Absolute War. So I'm going to go through Battle Formation Invasion. So it's a support skills. After casting these skills, Tova will gain Battle Formation Invasion, and it's actually like a battle command skill, so it will cause allies who are 3 squares or tiles around Tova to have their attack and intelligence increased by 15%. And when they actively go into battle with enemy, before battle will do 0.5 times fixed damage to enemy based on Tova's attack. Then if they use active skill to kill or finish off enemies, the skills will have a cooldown reduction of 1 turn. These skills will last for 3 turns and cannot be dispelled. Okay, so a quick summarize. First effect, gain a command skill which will allow allies who are 3 squares or tiles within the range of Tova's to have their attack and intelligence to increase by 15%. Second effect, if they actively go into battle with enemy, before battle will deal a fixed damage of 0.5 times Tova's attack. Third effect, if they finish off an enemy with a skill attack, after battle, the skill will be reduced by a turn. And this skill set will last for 3 turns, cannot be dispelled. So okay, 3 effects. Okay, next up we'll have Battle Formation Absolute War. Again, is a support skill. After casting, Tova will gain Battle Formation Absolute War. Allies who are 3 squares or tiles within her range will have their defense increased by 15%, immune to fixed damage, and they won't get position shifting, and it will last for 3 turns, and it will not be dispelled. So right, first effect is a defense command. Allies who are within 3 squares or tiles, the range of Tova will have their defense increased by 15%. Second effect, immune to fixed damage. Third effect, they will not be affected by position shifting skills. and the whole thing lasts for 3 turns and cannot be dispelled. Okay, last but not least, after either of the skills, when choosing either of the skills formation, Tova will be able to act again and move 3 squares or tiles, and she can attack again. And after using the skills, it will cause Ancient Battle Formations cooldown to become 5 turns. So wow, she's a character with 2 act again. Able to act again in the turn. So looking back up, she has the skills on. Okay, her new skills will be, yeah, Battle Tactics Guidance. So she'll, after giving her allies buff, she'll act again. She can attack again. Not sure if she can cast a skill. If she can, this means she can cast her 3 Cs and move again. So this will be scary if this is true. So again, we gotta wait for the actual things to come out. And last but not least, for Tova's Bond, she will need the help of Maya and Ares. So Maya will help with her HP and defense stats, while Ares will help with her attack and skill set. So right, last but not least, we'll be showing you guys the English translation of the skills. Do know that it's only for reference and the translations might not be accurate. Okay, this is for her talent. Then her skill set. Same Pegasus line. And her 3C. So alright, this is Kami. Remember to like and subscribe my video. If you have any questions, do write down in the comment sections below. And we will see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.